Hi YouTube. Back to my journey. So we went to the doctor and my doctor was like, well, you know, I want you to lose some weight and go ahead and start taking prenatal vitamins for a year prior to. And these were some of the things that I implemented and did. Me and my friend did. We kind of did a buddy experience together because we both had PCOS. We did have two different doctors though. So when I first started out, I took my Prevera to turn my cycle on, and then I took Clomid. Can't think of it for nothing in the world, but I took the Prevera to turn my cycle on, and then after that, then you take your Clomid. I took my Clomid. Of course, we had fun. And I took a pregnancy test. That would have been in June. Took a pregnancy test in July. It's false. So at that point in time, I am devastated. I mean, I shouldn't be, but I am. I mean, I guess because I was really hoping that I would be pregnant and really excited about the process, and we really wanted a baby. So I went to my bathroom, and actually no, I went to the guest bathroom while my husband was sleeping. I took a pregnancy test and it came back negative. At that point, I just broke down and cried. I mean, I didn't know what to do. I had to gather myself because I didn't want him to know that I was upset that it didn't work out the first time. So I did some more research on women with PCOS. I emailed my doctor and I was like, you know what? Can I try a prescription of metformin along with the Clomid? So she was like, okay, I just called your pharmacy and put in a prescription. When I tell you that metformin sucks, oh my God, like, oh, I felt horrible. I had morning sickness. I mean, I tried to eat it with something. I tried to do everything under the sun. And that sucker was just like, oh my God, unbearable. Like, I was like, Lord, like, God, Jesus. That's all I could say. Like, that's how bad it made me feel. Like, it really made you feel like that. And I still continue to take it, but I mean, it really made me feel bad. So my husband and I were going to church together, and I just started praying. And I'll never forget that we were in church, and the pastor was like, you know, a lot of you are praying and you guys want something. You may want to gain financially. Maybe you're having fertility problems. And I'm like, oh, Lord, is he talking to me? So, you know, while the pastor's talking and preaching, I'm grabbing my belly and I'm just praying. I'm like, Lord, if it's meant for us, then it will be for us. So my husband works on Sunday. We got home one particular Sunday, and I just went in the room in our house where I wanted it to be our nursery, and I just cried and I prayed and I cried and I prayed, and I just said, you know what, God, if it's meant for me, then it will be, and I'm just not going to worry about it anymore, because it's not fun when you're trying to get pregnant. For me, when you don't know, it was so much pressure at that point in time, because we also used the ovulation test. So in the beginning, that was depressing too, because you pee on the sick and ain't nobody smiling at you. It's not flashy facing. I mean, it was like, okay, well, let me go do it again. Let me try it late at night. Let me try it early in the morning. They say the first morning is the best. And I mean, and it was just like a lot of work for both of us to do. I work late. He goes to work early. I mean, it was just a lot to sit and plan and do. But, I mean, in the end, it's worth it. But like I said, back to being in the baby's nursery, I just let it all out. Then I had like a dream one Friday morning of me in church with my dad who passed. And a baby was there. So I thought, God, that was crazy. And the pastor that was preaching was one of the members that I work with at my credit union. And I'm like, oh God, I've never been in his church. And that particular Friday, that pastor came, and he and I were talking, and I was telling him about my dream, and I said, it's so crazy. And he said, you know what? God is going to bless you. That's your sign. And it's going to be great. So I'm like, okay. And then I got another little vision. Or I don't want to call I guess you can call it a vision. But I felt another little something that said, you know what? This is going to be your time. This is going to be your month. So I'm like, okay. You know, whatever you got going on, then you'll do. So, this is still the month of July. I had a family event where we have like a mid-family reunion, because we do our family reunion biannually. So that in between is our planning period. And I walked in the door, and my mom was like, oh, you pregnant? I was like, no, ain't nobody pregnant. I just had my cycle, lady. Like, nobody is pregnant up in here. No, boo-boo. And she was like, oh, okay, you just look different. I'm like, lady, stop playing with me. Move, please. Thank you. So I went on, didn't think anything of it. I went to church with my mother-in-law, and she was like, you okay? You look like you got a lot on your mind. I was like, you know, I'm just thinking, I mean, because everywhere you go, it seems like you see a baby and you don't want to cry and you don't want to stress. Because y'all remember I just said I told God that I wasn't going to worry about it. But you know how we are as humans. We do. We give it over to him, but you still think about it. And it's just us. It's habit. So fast forward, y'all. My mother-in-law was like, hey, let's go out to dinner. Me, you, and the grandkids. So I was like, okay, that's fine. You know, I'll meet you guys there. Just let me know. So we were going to Chili's, y'all. When I tell y'all, I had to smack my mouth, and that's probably horrible. But when I tell y'all that I love me a margarita, like I love me a good margarita. And to me, Chili's, you know, they have a good version of it. So I was like, okay, cool. We're going to get the Chili's, and I'm going to get this margarita. But when I got the Chili's, I was craving a Sprite. And I'm cheap. I am cheap it depends on the situation where I'm cheap. I would spend money on a bag, honey, nice pair of shoes. But you only spend $3 on a drink? I can't have both. I'm either going to get the margarita or I'm going to get the Sprite. You know what I'm saying? With a courtesy cup of water. But I'm not finna get both. Bless you, baby. But I'm not finna get both. So, anyway, I got the Sprite. Because I really, really wanted the Sprite. So, I got my Sprite, drinking my Sprite, feeling all good or whatever. And she just kept looking at me. She was like, you sure you okay? And I'm like, I'm fine. All is well. Get my check. And the waiter never charged me for the Sprite. So, I'm thinking, dang. I should have got my margarita, y'all. Okay. Fast forward 2 weeks later. My husband wakes up and he looks at me and he says, babe, everything's gonna be okay. I could tell that you're worrying and you're stressing, and it's gonna be okay. You know, if it doesn't happen, then we will be fine. But I just want you to relax and not worry about it. Because I already told sir, like, you going to the sperm clinic too? After this month, because that metformin was so horrible that I was not doing it again until I made sure that, you know, it's me and not you. Because the metformin was just horrible. If anybody's out there has been on metformin before, then you know the gist of what I'm talking about. So, anyway, when he said that to me, I was like, okay, babe, you know, love you. Have a wonderful day at work. And I had to be late to work that particular day. So, I'm in the shower, I'm washing, and I'm praying, and I just started crying. I'm like, Lord, I'm sorry. So I just started crying. And my cycle was supposed to come on that following week. So I didn't want to waste my good clear blue test. So I got one of the Dollar Tree tests, and I did a little squirt of it on there, put it down. I sat on the toilet, looked back at it, and I was like, is this fake line? Are those lines? Those aren't lines. I'm imagining things. I was so accustomed to no's that I could not believe a yes. I could not fathom a yes. Like, no, you ain't pregnant, girl. Stop playing. So this is probably around like 6:30 in the morning. And it's summertime, so my sister and her kids, you know, they're not in school. So I call my sister on I call her. And I'm like, girl, call me ASAP. Because she didn't even answer the phone. But I'm like, call me ASAP. Like, you got to call me. So my sister calls me back. And she's like, what? What's wrong? And I'm like, FaceTime me, boo-boo. So boo-boo FaceTimes me. And I'm like, do you see that? Y'all, I'm in my bathroom in the dark early in the morning. So I'm like, boo-boo, do you see this? Boo-boo, what you see? So boo-boo like, them like 2 little lines to me. And I'm like, boo-boo, no, boo-boo. No, boo-boo. Them ain't 2 lines. So she like, well, go get the good test. So I run to go get the good test, and y'all, the little timer is still going, but it just popped up instantly pregnant. I fell on the floor. I cried. Mind you, I'm on FaceTime with my sister. I just got out the shower. I'm in my robe, naked in the bathroom. And I'm just crying because I'm like, you know, wow. Like, I could not believe it. Like, I was in disbelief. Like, this is still, I found out the end of July. So this is still all going on in July. Like, I could not believe it. So I just wanted to do this video really quick and just kind of let any woman out there who's trying to get pregnant, it can happen. Even if you're going to the doctor, research some things for yourself. Because, I mean, luckily for me, I was able to email mine, and I really think the metformin helped me a little bit because I do have insulin issues. And just see what's going to work best for you. Don't give up. Don't feel like you can't. Because I was at that point. Like, I can't. I mean, it didn't happen naturally, but it still happened. Don't get discouraged. I mean, it's easier said than done. But definitely keep God first. Depend on your partner. And you guys will get through it. It's going to happen at the perfect time in your life when it's supposed to happen. But I wanted to do this video. It wasn't as quick as I thought it was going to be. But I really did want to encourage somebody out there that, you know, it will happen for you. I was happy that I did have other women that were going through my same exact situation. And we were all able to talk together and go through it together. Because you will have those bad days where you're like, oh my God, it's not working. You will have those days where that medicine makes you so sick that you can't fathom or move. Like, you will have those days. But it will happen for you eventually. So I do want this. I hope it encourages someone out there. If it's just one, it's perfectly fine. But just someone to know that you have other women out here who deal with some of the same situations that you have. And eventually it will happen. So if you like this video, subscribe, like it, tell a friend to view it. For watching. Love you guys, and I hope you enjoyed.